Hello, everyone. How art thou? How's everybody doing this fine Tuesday evening? Just waiting once again on the champ to join me. I'm right here, champ. I'm right here. What's up, Jennifer? How you doing? Gotta accept the old invite, Patrick J. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Adding Patrick. How you doing, Michael? Yo. Patrick in the building.
How the hell are you?
How you doing, buddy?
What's going on?
Looks like you got a haircut.
All of them.
All of them.
Yeah.
He's got jokes too, everyone.
I got my Jackson Taylor hat on. Jackson Taylor and the Sinners.
Yeah, what is that about?
Yeah.
Who's that? Michael White, what's up?
Sent me some stuff.
Oh yeah, I actually just downloaded their album today. I don't know how I could have forgotten that.
Are you serious?
No, I'm not.
They're actually very good. I think you'd actually like them.
I do. I love hella country music, dude. Jamie Johnson, dude, dope cat. Uncle Danny, what's up, Unc? Love you, man. My Uncle Danny's watching.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Interesting. The family likes you.
Yeah, sometimes anyway.
Yeah.
Hope I'm doing you proud, Uncle Danny. Hope I'm doing you proud. I'm sure we don't agree on everything, but you know. What's up, Mark Copcho? I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. What's up, Mark? Hope everything is going fantastic down there at the Gardens.
Hey, so what's you and Uncle Danny not agree on? I want to start a family feud.
No, you don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. I mean, just like you and I, we don't agree on everything, right? Like,
not always. No, of course not.
That's the beautiful thing about the spice of life. It's variety, right?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's a good thing. So what's going on with you, buddy? What are we doing?
Not too much, man. Let's I really
the crazy stuff going on in France after the truth comes out about what over 1,000 churches have been vandalized. Many have been lit on fire in France in the last year.
Yeah,
that's some pretty scary stuff.
King J, Mike, I love you, dude. No, it's crazy, dude. But we've talked about this literally almost from episode 1, champ, and it's again not a dick sucking thing. Like I told you, I was right. But there is a clash of there is a clash of civilizations, dude. There is a engineered clash of civilizations which is happening right in front of our eyes, man. Right in front of our eyes. What were we gonna say? Nobody what?
No, and then you learn that the name of the guy, the actual real name of the guy, he converted. The guy that threw the kid off the friggin' third floor balcony in Minnesota at the Mall of America. And it's like, man, listen, everybody knows I'm not a fan of. Everybody knows I'm not a fan of the Catholic religion. I'm not a fan of the Muslim religion. I'm not a fan of man-made religions. You people need to get your people on a leash quick, because this is going to get out of hand really, really fast. If that stuff continues, man, it's and the thing is you can see the deliberate feminization of men worldwide, but Europe is years ahead of America, obviously. I mean, I still talk with a deep voice, and so do you. That's a sign that we're behind the times compared to friggin' France. And that's in jest partially, but when you see the French culture and stuff, it's not even encouraged to. I don't know, it's weird, man.
I said this. We had this conversation.
The feminization of the men over there is very, very by design, man. I'm telling you, dude. The way they're trying to do it. When I'm in Chicago at the O'Hare Airport, walking past the Gucci store and stuff like that, and there's men dressed like women wearing purses and stuff. And look, man, people need to resist this. Look, if that's your natural tendency for whatever, that's fine. I don't give a shit. But men need to be men, and men need to be strong, and they need to do what men do man shit. You know what I mean? People need to wake the fuck up and resist this type of stuff, because France can't even defend itself from the people that have flooded into that nation. They have no weapons. They can't fight. I mean, there's very few people over there left that can even do anything. And if you think about it, in America, 75% of the youth in America are too obese to even be allowed into the military. That's where we're at. So people better wake up. Wake up quick.
Yeah, for sure. And it again, man, it sounds crazy when you put it. I mean, again, I just have to say, man, there's an engineered war going on. I mean, literally an East-West war. As long as in addition to like a spiritual war, but we won't get into that.
It's not even East. We should get into it because it's not an East-West. It's a religious war. It is absolutely a religious war.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. You're essentially talking about that's where that comes from, is the East, and then you have the West and Catholicism. Right. And then, you have what the Pope's doing, trying to create this kind of like one religion, which has been spoken about many a times in many conspiracy lore, that they will create
it's in the
one
Bible.
world religion.
It's in the Bible. Yeah. One religion, one monetary system, all of it, man. It's in all three of the main religion books. And, the longer I watch this stuff, the more I'm thinking David Clark's pretty spot on with Buddhism. Because Buddhism is just, you're responsible for your shit. Like, nowhere else can you turn to blame anybody for your screw-ups or for your life or for anything else.
And we've had that conversation on many episodes. I respect, I think that's kind of one of the principles we all kind of need to embrace. I don't care what you worship or whatever, as long as you're not forcing that on other people or cutting people's heads off or whatever the fuck it is, forcing medical procedures on people in the name of religion or whatever it is. I think we should all, be pretty tolerant of other people's religion, as long as they're not trying to Sharia some shit in the middle of, the Quad Cities, or say, they're trying to bring that shit here to the West or over here, and it's just not going to fly.
And like I said, when you go back in history, though, British intelligence during World War I is responsible for Wahhabism, creating the extremism and gathering those guys.
You go back to the Lawrence of Arabia, dude, for sure, without a doubt.
Right. So I mean, a lot of this stuff was
what's up, Illy?
Was created by some bad.
But even though, like we were saying the other day with our conversation with Ryan, from September 11th. So say somebody was born on September 11th, they're almost 20 or whatever it is years old now. So you have grown adults now that have who may not even be, like we've talked about.
They weren't necessarily alive when 9/11 happened, but they're
but I'm saying they wrought the unfortunate benefit of the collateral damage of us wound up going to Iraq or these countries, and so now they're pissed. They're like, "Whoa, I'm in Iraq. Why the fuck did you just kill my dad or my mom or my sister?"
Right.
So I mean, we're probably legitimately looking at some serious, legitimate blowback. What's up, Samantha Lynn? The most gorgeous.
That you think about. Well, you think about NATO forces invading here, that might be a little issue. Might be a little issue. They might not be a whole lot of blue helmets alive.
Well, we're probably going to see some more original Gladio type stuff going on, because things didn't go quite the way they wanted it to in Syria.
Well, you think about like we were talking about with when the Notre-Dame Cathedral was on fire, Al-Aqsa Mosque caught on fire, and they said they blamed it on...
Which was crazy. I had no idea, dude. That was I watched the news all the fucking time, dude. Good or bad. I saw nothing about that until you guys brought that up last night.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, is I try to look for, false flags all over the place, and the instigating of the power. And they blamed it on all right, church, mosque, whatever. How were kids in the mosque playing with fire, first off, right? That's what they blamed it on. They blamed it on kids lighting stuff on fire.
Oh, I didn't hear that. Oh, fuck no, dude. Are you serious?
Well, and they're certainly, trying to downplay this. They're letting the energy build, dude. I'm telling you, they're letting the energy build deliberately. The media, the globalists, they're deliberately just letting the anger and all the tension build. What are they trying to do? You know.
Well, like Ryan said last night, man, they're sitting there bodying Palestinian kids, and we just don't even hear about it. And I'm not getting into a conversation of who's right or wrong on that thing. I mean, that's an hours long conversation of the Palestinian deal, the Israeli thing, what's going on over there. But I mean, we're those guys are essentially committing serious war crimes, and we just don't even hear about it because to complain about it or to bring it up, you're anti-Semitic. I mean, it's like, oh, Jesus Christ, God forbid, I'm just talking about a country that, you know, irrespective of all the other stuff, we're doing some foul shit. What's up, Matt Pohl?
Well,
Old school, Matt Pohl.
It's a, you know, I mean, those countries were the borders were drawn up after World War I. You know, Britain and America were all part of that stuff. You know, breaking it up and and doing that, and that's you know.
And that's supposedly what they're trying to do now is another re-Balkanization of that area where it's broken up into these different, whatever you want to call it, provinces or whatever.
Yeah, they're going to hand the Kurds some stuff, some land, whatever. But the Ottoman Empire cannot be reformed. Western powers will not allow it. That's what they fear. They fear the reformation of the Ottoman Empire. So,
which was headquartered out of Turkey in Constantinople. So, I mean.
Right. Interesting. And I'm still amazed that a country, and obviously I've got Croatian blood coursing through my veins, but that the Ottoman Empire got stopped in its tracks by a country as small as Croatia. In Sisak, Croatia, what was it, 1593 or 1596, whatever it was, the Croatians pushed the Ottomans back. And I'm like, you know what? There's something to these crazy Croatians.
Yeah, no, yeah, you're right. But they were ripe for the picking, dude. The Ottomans had been around for a fucking very hot minute, dude. We've only been around like 200 years. The Ottomans were around for several hundred. But I mean, even like the Roman Empire, like, you know, they were taken out by barbarians. You know what I mean? Because they were just ripe for the picking.
Right. It got spread too thin. Which that sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Right.
Spread too thin.
History repeats itself. History repeats itself, son.
I like it, Chad. The oppresso libre.
What's that mean? Oh, some Latin. You guys are talking code here. Of oppressed liberty. Travis Tarpin, what's up, dude? I remember Travis Tarpin.
Hey, Travis, you still?
I don't really know him that well.
Travis still doing his podcast? Still doing his podcast, isn't he?
Travis had one?
Yeah. Yeah, he had a good one.
Oh, dude.
Travis, hit us back. Tell us yes or no.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. We got to get him on some Everything Combat, yo. Second generation Tarpin guy? Come on.
Yeah. So anyway, what else going on? We had a great guest on last night.
That was awesome. That was our longest podcast. That was 2.5 hours, and it flew by, dude. That was absolutely crazy. We talked about a little bit of everything. It was kind of, you know, Ryan Dawson is just kind of he's one of those Pandora boxes. You can almost go anywhere with that guy, and he can speak for hours on almost any subject. We started out with like Abraham Lincoln and just like spiraled into whatever. Andre the Giant's fucking feces.
Chad Dawson coming to the Truth Radio Network. Sounds like he's very encouraged, right?
Please join the team, my friend. Become a farmer and help us harvest their truth, what we are all after. To free the oppressed.
We've got a lot of projects coming up. We've got a lot of projects coming up. Gun manufacturer that we're waiting on them to pull the trigger. And
you hear that?
Get things rolling with them. We're going to do a bunch of shooting footage with those guys and sell a bunch of guns to those freedom loving Americans, our friends out there.
Got some pretty clever commercials coming up.
The farmers are going to be buying some guns, some high grade weaponry. You know what I'm thinking? I may just start a militia, Jeff. I may just start a militia.
Oh, you said it, I didn't, ladies and gentlemen. The words of Pat Milicius do not necessarily reflect the thoughts and feelings of Jeffrey Wilson Incorporated.
Well, you're living down there in Missouri. Us Iowa boys, we're ready. We're going to be ready.
Yeah, these guys are just armed down here. They're not necessarily ready. They're just armed.
See, Chad Jenkins, he's in. Jeff Pickett's in. I like guns, he says. See?
Jeff Pickett. I tried to get his autograph before I left.
I'll take the Seymour brothers and clean out Illinois.
See, you know way more of these people than I do.
We'll just clear out Illinois, just take it over. Do you see lawmakers again in Illinois are looking at voting and making Chicago its own state, 51st state?
I saw that. And the new mayor, whatever her name is, she said the Smollett thing wasn't even worth. She said it's not even on my radar, dude. She's like, I don't even give a fuck about the Smollett shit.
Imagine what everybody in Chicago would do if Illinois, down in Springfield, the politicians said, we got to do it, and just made them, annex them out of the state and said, you no longer get any of our tax money, nothing. You guys are an island in the middle of nowhere, and you are now carrying nearly 200. They would be, how much on the hook would they be for $225 billion in the red for unfunded liabilities? I mean, they would have a huge amount of that. There's
dude,
no way
Chicago, if they did that, dude, Chicago would probably wind up becoming one of the first like mega cities like Judge Dredd with like fucking 100-foot walls around it and like everything out there is like the scorched earth and start creating these different mega cities, dude. I'm telling you, dude, I think we're all prepped for something, dude. What did we say weeks ago? Look out for more false flags that involved everything that they have us divided on. Race, religion. Fuck, what did just happen at Notre-Dame? You know what I mean? Sexual orientation, politics, everything they have us divided on, they're going to start hitting. And that's just in my opinion. I could be completely wrong, but that's my default vote. I kind of look at the chess game.
What I think is hilarious that the Democrats have now found their next star, who's a mayor out of Indiana, the Democratic mayor, who's 37 years old and is going to run for president. And, you know, I can just say that he supports Omar wholeheartedly. He went after Trump with a tweet, and I had to go back after him, man. Dude,
you love that shit.
Well, she celebrated the deaths of 3,000 Americans, and then I said, and you just supported her.
Oh, I didn't see that.
That's you know, at some point we got to stop with the bullshit. We got to call people out. Doesn't matter.
Which we do. We do all day. That's why I love this freaking. That's why I love this. Just like Escape from New York. You're damn right, dude. That's what it's gonna be like.
Well,
they're creating mega cities, dude.
Taylor says, "Who burned Notre-Dame?" Well, let's just say it probably wasn't an accident because work was done for the day. Work was done for the day. The workers had gone home.
Well, yeah. I understand to tease out the investigation, but this is freaking holiday. This is Easter week. They've been attacking freaking churches throughout there for dozens and dozens, like you said, all year. But in the last month, it's been like 13 or 14.
If we have any,
we know who the fuck it is.
If we have any people that are firemen listening to this right now, or eventually listening to it after Jeff posts it, you tell us in a building that big. I mean, because the Paris Fire Department, the media reported, said that it looks like it was an accident. Can you do it? Can you make that assumption that quickly? I'm just wondering. I don't know.
No, you can't, especially in the fire investigation. Those guys have to like go through this deductive bullshit with the forensics or the physical. Yeah, I mean, there's no way. Sonny Puzika's in the building. What's up, brother? We got to talk to you off air in the next couple days. We got to talk to you.
Sonny, well, we can tell him. We can tell him on air. Sonny Puzika should have his own podcast.
Okay, yeah, Sonny, we got access to like several different radio stations in the Midwest, dude. We would love to have you have a show. Sonny Puzika's the man, former Spetsnaz, been on the show many times. Another one of our highest rated shows is with Sonny, and hopefully all is well. Freshly married.
I hope Bill Camper comes on, because Sonny just called us comrades. This Russian collusion thing is going to turn Bill upside down.
Conspiracy farmers colluding with the Ruskies. You are all Russian dogs.
The Ruskies.
American dogs, rather. So I do believe that day that thing happened with Notre Dame, there was some woman who was literally sentenced to 8 years, 3 days prior to what happened at Notre Dame, for an incident that happened in 2016, that she was planning to explode or do something at the Notre Dame Cathedral there. So, I mean, come on. Yeah. I mean, that's not even sort of an accident. And then even considering all those other churches who have been hit here in the last month, 11 or 12 or 13, just in the last month and a half, including what you said in the beginning, all the ones that have been hit over the last year.
And now we can't discount the idiot in Louisiana that torched 3 black churches either. I mean, obviously
that's what I'm saying. You can't have the yin without the yang, dude.
He's the son, but yeah, he's the son of a law enforcement officer down there. You know that. You know the dad's just going, what are you thinking?
These are the waters we're in right now. I mean, I'm telling you, there will be more, dude. For everything they have us divided on, we will begin to see more and more attacks on this and this and that, whether it's political, racial, religious, sexual orientation, etc. They have us divided already, but they need to really put the cherry on top of it to create what I feel is going to be, civil war, whatever you want to call it, some serious civil unrest to capitalize on this division so they can begin to lock shit the fuck down.
I don't know. I don't know if it'll happen, but I can say that you're probably in the wrong spot. You're probably in the wrong spot if it does happen.
If it does, I'm definitely in the wrong spot right now. I'm in the worst spot ever right now. But that's all right. You know, we will make do.
Escape
boy, Mr. Joshua Miyake.
That you'll have to go live on Facebook during that.
Well, I will just have to undo my hatch on my roof and hop in my helicopter and fly back to Iowa. I mean, I've keeping that on the low that I have a helicopter's license, but
steal it.
I guess I have one. I built one years ago.
During Civil War, I mean, all the rules go out the window, Jeff.
I understand, brother against brother. It gets ugly. Like I said, we have families breaking up, marriages ending, people not speaking because of like or dislike of Trump, Hillary, whatever the political dynamic is. That's where we're at right now.
You know what I say to that? I say that's an excuse for financial and shitty sex in a marriage.
What's that?
Breakups. Blame it on politics. How can you not stay married to somebody? How can you not stay married to somebody over? Okay. I don't know, man. It's whatever.
Sonny just said he has a few secluded acres here in East Texas. Bing.
East
Sonny's
Texas,
good to go.
East Texas, West Louisiana. Call it what you want.
It's all swamp. Actually,
lots of gators. Lots of gators. Divide and conquer. Yeah. Yes. Jason
all day,
Seymour,
dude.
How you doing, buddy? Yeah, the Seymour boys. I'll just take the Seymour boys and we'll just take over Illinois.
Well, it takes a village, champ. We all got to stick together on this.
It just takes the Seymours. I'll just turn those Badgers.
What's up, cousin Jeffrey Wilson? Not E-R-Y, but R-E-Y. How you doing, Jeffrey? How's my Uncle Art doing? My Uncle Art, dude, is my dad's brother is still kicking, man. Plays golf like every day. Like he's a beast, dude. Shout out to my Uncle Art.
That would be a great uncle.
Yeah, you're right. Thank you. Family, dude. Fuck all these. It's my family. Family, son.
Yeah.
Wilson.
So
shout out to Jeffrey.
So anyway, we'll move on past the crazy religious stuff that's going on and churches.
What else we got? We got Assange. What's going on with Assange? Assange got arrested. We haven't heard anything about his whereabouts or his condition or anything.
But you haven't heard? You haven't heard? Are you serious?
I have not.
Well, Julian Assange the Trump administration just filed paperwork to have charges dropped against him.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Have him brought back to the United States to testify.
That's not true.
I read it.
I read it. That of course means it's true.
Look, here's the thing.
Come on, give me a link to that. Back that up. We got people online. We got hundreds of millions.
I thought I sent it to you, but here's the thing.
Dude, Ray Sifo was Pat. Ray Sifo is fucking watching right now.
Hi, Ray. How you doing, buddy? What's up,
shit.
Ray? The legend himself, Ray Sifo. I love it.
For real. Holy shit.
So here's the deal. Our boy Ryan even agreed with me on my thought process that Assange is being arrested and extradited back to America for the purpose of the process of discovery in the court case, because they've now charged him with hacking government websites. And what that's going to do is that's going to show, they're going to track those documents back, and it's going to show that he was not, and WikiLeaks were not responsible for hacking the DNC server, not responsible
and it
for
was hacking who was it?
Seth Rich,
who got murked in the middle of the streets of, it was supposed robbery, but everything was left on him. The body cams have supposedly disappeared from the police. The police chief investigating it was fired and reassigned somewhere.
I thought the police chief quit during all of that,
or whatever it was. Like she left. Whatever it was, she wasn't on the case.
I wouldn't want to be part of that either, man. Once you smell what they were cooking.
Yeah, dude. And we keep saying, if you want to know where the Russian collusion shit happened, we had guys on our podcast December
2016.
June or July of 2016, breaking it all down. And if you had followed it, you knew what had happened. Seth Rich leaked it. It wasn't a hack. It was through digital forensics. They could see that the shit was leaked. And that's when they started creating.
It got downloaded on the thumb drives.
And that's when they created the Russian collusion narrative through a company called CrowdStrike. Instead of going through the FBI, would have then created these FOIA requests where you could get documents. They went through this intermediary called CrowdStrike, which was former Russian KGB affiliated people and all this other crazy shit. But anyway, Interfusion GPS, Perkins Coin, all this. To realize how much bullshit they packed on.
You need to slow it down, because a lot of people don't understand what you're saying. Fusion GPS.
Most people do. Everybody.
Perkins Coin was the law firm. Fusion GPS and CrowdStrike being part of it. Fusion GPS was run by British Intel, wasn't it? That was the company that did counter not counter espionage, but they built background checks on people and stuff to go after people politically, opponents. It was basically
that's what they were. They were all political. They were political operatives. That's what they did.
Right. But they had British.
That's not illegal. But
they had the Five Eyes going the whole time. British. They had Australia. They had numerous foreign intel groups doing the spying for them, so that it's crazy what the Democrats, the lengths they went to, and the Clintons went to. It's going to go back to Obama, dude.
The FISA court, absolutely, dude. Absolutely.
I don't care whether you're a liberal, independent, a libertarian, a conservative. You should be infuriated, and it should freak you out that the administration that was in control was pulling this stuff. I mean, this is banana republic level stuff, and that's what destroys a country. That's absolutely.
And people don't get that shit because they're so in their feelings, because they so hate. I don't even care who it is, but XYZ. Nowadays it's Trump. But again, remember, if you're okay with it right now with somebody you don't like, you can fucking better believe it's going to come right back around, because the precedent's been set. And like you said, we don't get banana republic type shit, but it's happening. But people are okay with it because it's against this monster, Donald Trump. But let that same shit happen with somebody you do like. And it's going to. I mean,
right.
The seed's been planted.
And what the narrative of pitting everyone against each other, the race card and this and that. Anybody that, it's almost like.
I'm sorry, Jennifer. Pat was right. I'll slow it down.
It's very, very bizarre to me. I mean, Candace Owens on that morning talk show, going off on that liberal female lily white host, was beautiful, because she set her straight on right on the spot, man, on the set, on TV, when she goes, why would you ask me as a black woman, why would you ask me if I'm concerned with the color in the White House? You're setting a narrative of race. That's all you people do. Because Candace Owens, she said that host of the show said, you wrote on a tweet that the Democratic Party is full of white racists. And Candace Owens goes, yeah, you are.
We gotta get her on, dude.
She's brilliant, man. That girl is brilliant.
there's so much to that conversation, dude, because it really goes to, I mean, there's a lot going on there, man. I mean, a serious conditioning has been happening, in my opinion, with certain political parties. Yeah, there's a lot of unlearning that I think needs to happen, in my opinion, because it's almost
Jim,
what's going on with the
hold on, Jim, you're gonna have to find a better source than Infowars, buddy, on that, because it wasn't
What do you say?
Infowars where I saw it. Snowden calls on Trump to drop case against Assange. There was a different source than it. What had nothing to do with Snowden asking Trump. It was more the White House was moving to have charges dropped against Assange, to have him brought back.
It's very interesting.
Rand Paul made a call for it, a public call for it.
Well, after you had talked me off the ledge that day, and we had that conversation, I obviously went online, and a lot of people were basically echoing your sentiments, because it was like, okay, either they're just trying to stifle the press and all that other shit, or there was a serious other move happening here where they're getting him into, because the timing of everything else, between the Mueller investigation coming to an end and Barr saying, where did this thing start again? It started with WikiLeaks, essentially, and what they were divulging with the emails that have been leaked, and then he gets arrested. Right. I mean, it just made me, it made sense after I kind of calmed down and you helped talk me off the ledge. We still shall see.
There's no reason that they would just all of a sudden look at the Mueller report comes back, no Russian collusion. Now look at all the other stuff that's happening. I mean, now you've got Trump's people testifying in front of Congress saying, "Oh no, there was spying." And now the real investigation starts.
Well, you have, I don't know if you've read, there are FBI agents saying, please subpoena me so I can so I could say in court what the hell's been going on. Which is crazy.
You think about all the good people within the FBI, the Department of Justice, and they were dealing with the people who were running the show, who had been compromised by the Clintons and other people within, and the Iran spying ring, getting documents on all of them, for anything, I mean,
dude, I remember when you were first telling me,
just imagine you're a member of Congress and you've done whatever it is wrong, but there was an email, and the Iwans have it, and now the DNC has it, and now the Clintons have it, and they say you're going to vote on something, and this is the way you're going to fucking vote. Right? Whether you're being unfaithful to your wife, whether you're doing something
whatever it
was. Yeah. Right? Yeah. You can just see when people voted the way they voted, and you went, why would you vote like that? It makes zero sense for the good of America.
And not a lot of people who are listening know about the thing about the Iwan brothers. The Iwan brothers, we can argue about who they were working for, but they literally set up the largest spy ring in Congress. And the things as they were trying to flee the country, they were arrested and were actually only charged with, I think it was money laundering, having nothing to do with espionage.
Bank fraud,
money laundering, absolutely.
But here's the thing. That's what we're told, right? I mean,
that's what happened. No, we know that's what happened. The court it was already adjudicated. He walked on whatever that was, bank fraud.
But here's the thing. You think a Pakistani who's running a spy ring in America walked for not divulging information on everybody else?
He probably did. I'm sure he did.
Exactly. That's my point. He chirped like a bird for friggin' days. He knew he was done. Oh, I like it.
Still,
Danny Knobbs, you well-informed gentlemen. We appreciate that, Danny, because we know you're well-informed, my friend.
Appreciate your work, brother.
We love the appreciation from our veterans and our military, because we don't want any more bullshit wars going on.
Yes, man, and that's the thing, man.
For these fucking scumbags.
Fuck no, dude. We got to stop sending our dads, our moms, all of our family members to die for this bullshit. When we look at it over and over again, man. We always find out that these wars and the fucking hell they cause on not just the place where we go to war at, but us, our family members, oftentimes for fucking horse. There was no weapons of mass destruction. There was no Gulf of Tonkin. There was, each of these things were just proven to be horseshit. But look at the look at what it was. Look at what it wrought on families and people coming back, not even coming back, or coming back missing limbs, etc. PTSD. I mean, we got to. It's crazy, dude. It's crazy.
Right. Well, I
and it's
encourage
all
when you
done
mentioned
oftentimes under this.
You mentioned PTSD. Any veterans that are watching that are having any problems at all, man, you're free to message me at any time. I message with a lot of veterans and stuff, guys that are having some problems, and it's good. I love my conversations with those guys, and also any of you guys look up Micah Fink, who's a former SEAL team member who runs a ranch in Montana where they take a certain number of veterans and you train and ride wild horses through the Montana wilderness. And I mean, it's hundreds and hundreds of miles through the mountains and stuff. It's an amazing program called Heroes and Horses. So any of the veterans out there that, have any stress. And the cool thing about Micah Fink, he said, he saw all of his buddies and a lot of veterans having problems, coming back, ended up, jacked up on friggin' psychotropic drugs and everything from the VA. And he goes, I got back, jumped in a friggin' canoe and did a 500-mile canoe ride down the friggin' Amazon. He got malaria and all kinds of stuff. And he goes, I lost 30 some pounds, whatever, got sick as a dog. He goes, but when I got back, that was my new reality. And I no longer even remotely had any PTSD or anything. That was my new reality. So that's what, ignited that thought process in his head to start Heroes and Horses, because he wanted that to be their new reality, of bonding with these horses and these riders, these soldiers dependent on each other and riding through the mountains for, 300 or 400 miles.
Well, check out as you finish, check out that link that Jim Moffitt just sent, is the Edward Snowden calling for Trump to drop charges. But we've had Micah Fink on our other podcasts, Everything Combat, and he gets way more into it. It's really, really fascinating, man, because it really kind of gets down to that weird psychological physiology of just unconscious, if you will. Because, like you said,
you cut out. You hit the mute button, bud. Hey, Jeff, can you hear me? Can you hear me? If anybody's out there can hear me, let me know. And if you can hear Jeff, let me know, because I can't hear him. Can you hear me? He is muted. Says you're muted.